Well, they just may be the two highest profile female criminals in Arizona. One of them has been on death row, and one of them may soon be going there. And both of them are going to be in court tomorrow. Debra Milke was convicted of taking part in the murder of your young son more than 20 years ago. She was recently released from prison and may be retried. Jodi Arias, of course, is facing a retrial in the sentencing phase of her murder case and could take Milke's place on death row. And Troy Hayden exclusively found another connection between the two. He joins us live with that. Troy.
Yeah, Carrie, this is interesting. For a short time earlier this year, Debra Milke was moved from the Perryville prison to the Maricopa County jail so she could attend court hearings in her case. Well, Jodi Arias apparently found out about that and made efforts to get Milke in the cell right next to her. Debra Milke was on Arizona's death row for over 2 decades. Jodi Arias may soon be heading there. So maybe it's not that surprising to learn that when Milke was going through new court hearings this year and was briefly put in the Maricopa County jail, Jodi Arias sent a request to jail administrators, according to the sheriff's office. That request? Would they put Milke in the cell right next to her? It's as close as you can get in this unit, where women are housed one to a cell, and the only way to speak is through a small metal grate in the door. The request was denied. A sheriff's office spokesperson releasing a statement saying simply, "We don't allow inmates to pick their cellies. This isn't a hotel." Why did Jodi want her so close?
Maybe to get advice that Debra has been through this before, and what am I facing? What are the lawyers going to do for me? Do I have any hope?
Paul Hubel is a private investigator and former reporter who was set to testify in Debra Milke's case. Like Arias, Milke gave a controversial interview just after she was convicted.
Then the day before she was sentenced to death, she gave me for Channel 10 right here an exclusive interview. She sat down for an hour and a half against attorney's advice.
I did the best I could with what I had.
But while Milke has basically stayed silent in the decades since that interview, Jodi continues to share her feelings, sell her artwork, and respond to media reports through her Twitter account. Milke is now a free woman, awaiting a new trial after a confession in her case was thrown into doubt. The only way we've seen her is in this video on her Facebook page. She's reuniting with her mother here, the two sharing a long embrace, and then posing for photos. And a still picture inside that same house of her holding a flower. She's not speaking publicly at all, but is happy she is free, at least for now.
She's enjoying her freedom. She's enjoying learning about technology and just the changes that have happened in the last more than 2 decades that she's been locked up.
And she's staying quiet until her case is settled. And even though she didn't get to ask her in person, maybe it's advice that Jodi might still take as she faces the possibility of her own time on death row. So both Arias and Milke will appear in court tomorrow, and both are crucial hearings. We may find out if that questionable confession of Milke's would come into a new trial for her, and we may finally have a trial date for Jodi Arias' penalty phase. Reporting live, Troy Hayden, Fox 10 News.